Hello and welcome to a new episode of Team Talk as we are here in the beautiful O2 Arena in Prague in the Czech capital. In this episode we will talk to two team managers, Erik van der Vleuten and Geert Gulliksen of Madrid in Motion and Scandinavian Vikings, because for them this weekend is a unique opportunity to find redemption for a season that hasn't been super successful. Furthermore, we'll tell you a little bit about the traveling of the horses from all around the world into the Czech capital. This is Team Talk. Let's chat with Erik van der Vleuten about the feelings that this ring gives him after that brilliant win in 2018. Erik van der Vleuten, team manager of Madrid in Motion. How does it feel to be back in the ring, the O2 Arena, where in 2018 Madrid in Motion won the Super Cup?
Yeah, it's fantastic to be back again, and of course we have great memories here. In 2018, of course, that was the highlights of our team results. But also the other years we have been quite good. We have been the second year on the podium, and good. This year we have to see.
This year has been a bizarre season for you. You stood on the podium 6 times over 15 stages. The championship winner and number 2 only stood on the podium 7 times. So you're in that mix of those top teams. However, you have to start in the quarterfinal because you were midfield of the overall championship. How do you look back on that championship?
Yeah, it's just like you said, we had actually not a bad season at all. I mean, 6 times on the podium, that means 6 times in the top 3. It's for sure not bad, but on the other side we had also a few results who were not good at all. I mean, they were quite far on the end of the ranking, and that dropped us down so that we are not pre-qualified for the second day.
You were here with an outstanding team in 2018. Who is on your team this year? Who's here for the quarter, hopefully the semis and hopefully the final?
We have here our under 25, Jack Whittaker. Then we have here Eduardo Asnar. We have here Angelica Zonatelli, and we have here Michael.
She makes it difficult, no? Is it Angelica Augustin or Augustin Zonatelli? It's not easy.
It's not easy, but anyway, it's Angelica.
It's Angelica. Compare those two teams for me. The team of Michael and Mark Houtzager in 2018. Of course, Asnar, who was also back in the team at that time. Can you compare those two teams? Do you feel that they are as strong, or how would you compare them?
It's always difficult to say before. I must say in 2018 we had actually 3 really good championships horses. It was in that time Verdi, it was Calimero, and it was Rockefeller from Eduardo. There were actually 3 championships horses who came also out for the championships for their country, and they were in a super shape. And I think that's also important. The horses have to be in top form during these days, because it counts from the first day, and I think it's very important that it goes well and that the horses are already in shape tomorrow, because that makes actually the whole weekend.
I looked a bit at the results of your riders and their horses. Angelica, outstanding up in Scandinavia in the World Cups. Jack Whittaker, outstanding just as well. Just a few days ago in Stuttgart. It looks quite good actually, their general form. Are you confident about this weekend?
Yes, of course we are. It's like you said, Angelica was in super great form in Helsinki. She won the Grand Prix and the World Cup, so that means something. And also Jack, he still jumped last weekend in Stuttgart. He had a very unlucky fault in the World Cup, but I think I saw his horse jumping. It jumped great there. And we have Eduardo, who has been very consistent actually all season already. And then we have Michael. The only thing with Michael, we couldn't bring Beauville. He hurt himself last week. I don't think it's really serious, but anyway, he was not in super shape to bring him this week. So like we look now, we have the warm-up now in a bit, and then we will decide. But normally maybe Michael will not compete tomorrow, and that we start with the other 3, and hopefully we make it till the second day, and then we see how the horses are jumping tomorrow, what's going to happen on Friday.
How big are the chances that Madrid in Motion make it into the final?
Yeah, it's like I say, it's so hard to say. You're with 3 riders, every score counts. I mean, yeah, there can be gone something wrong so quickly with one of them, and like I said, everything counts. There's no drop score. So, but if everything goes well and the horses are feeling good and jumping well, I mean, we have a real chance to come back on Sunday. But it's like I said, it has to happen every day again.
Well, let's see how it goes tomorrow. Thank you very much for talking to us, Erik van der Vleuten. That is Erik van der Vleuten, but there's also Michael van der Vleuten, of course, present here in Prague. We traveled with the groom of Michael van der Vleuten, Kim Broekhuizen, and we talked to her about traveling with horses.
The horses need to eat something in the morning. So before we go, we always give some hay just to keep the stomach a little bit going, especially because it's a long trip. We just give everybody now so everybody stays a bit quiet. But yeah, especially for a trip, it's good. Also at home, they always first get hay just to keep the stomach a bit moving before they get the hard feed. So we just try everything on the trip to do the same actually as home.
Do the horses know that they are going to travel?
Yeah, I think they know. They get clipped before almost every show, especially in the winter. Their hair grows so fast. They get washed yesterday by the grooms at home already. So normally they know a little bit, but they are used to travel, so they are used to be travelers, and normally they know. Divas. We always, before they travel, we get them some mesh, just with a lot of water, so for sure that we know that at least they get some fluids before we travel. But yeah, it's very important they get water enough, they drink enough, and on the trip it's hard sometimes. You can't always, you know, stop and give them water, so at least you know before you go they have enough of fluids. Everything is normally ready the days before. We always make sure everything is laying ready. We know the horses, like, can they have boots? Do they need bandages? The blankets we need, is it gonna get cold? Is it gonna get warm? What's easy to travel them in? So, and we just check the last day, so we still need something from home, but normally, like, we pack over the last 2 days, and normally everything should be organized.
So what are you doing before they are entering the truck?
You always make sure they have fresh beddings in the stable or in the part they are standing, so they feel free to just stand how they want and pee. Just checking if all the positions are okay. We have one mare, she's a bit of a funny traveler, and she likes to bang a bit to the side, so she has her completely own spot with pillows and everything, so she stays safe. Before we go, we always check where to go. Okay, we know where to go, but you put in the address, you check if your cameras are all working. It keeps control of the hours, keeps control of the resting hours, which is very important. At some point, after a few hours, we just stop to check the horses, check if they're okay, check if they're not too warm, not too cold. Maybe get a coffee for ourselves and see later around lunch to get some hay. And now she's checking if they're okay. Horses are good and had a little snack and they all seem fine. So around lunch we stop again to give some hay. And now it's like 7 more hours to go. It's getting later, it's getting colder, so we just gotta drop some extra blankets on. Finally almost here. It's only 2 minutes left. Finally. We got like 2 stables, what Patrick gave to us. So just see if the beddings are okay, if we can put them straight to the stable, or we still have to open the shavings, just that they're comfortable to go in. Just have to see where. Quite happy to be here and knowing the horses, they can have a proper sleep tonight, but they seem all good, so that's good.
So do you, eh?
Yeah, can't wait. No, they get, we just unload everything now, and the horses as priority. And I saw they have already a whole team to come and help us, so that's great, especially after driving yourself. And then we give them first hay, water, so they are comfortable, they get back to their normal rhythm, and then at some point we set the whole stable up between the curtains and they can have a proper night's rest. The last one is out, and they seem all good, they seem pretty happy, so yeah, let's hope for a good week. Okay.
Last guest in this episode of Team Talk is Geir Gulliksen of Scandinavian Vikings, rider and manager. Back with breeches, back with riding boots. How are you feeling after surgery?
Yeah, quite good now. Like I've trained a lot to come back. And I had it like my hip went through the hip socket, so it was quite a big operation. But I worked well and it turned out good.
All right. That means that you are a part of the team. You haven't been part of the team much this season because of your injury. How do you look back at your season?
Terrible. So, and now we're so unlucky also here. One of the two, Yuri's best horse got a hoof abscess. Evelina's horse went lame yesterday. So we just tried to get the team together. So I think this year, it's been very difficult for us.
Just so I'm right, because you were very vocal about the season is going wrong, we're going to come back as strong as possible for Prague, but I hear you say that though the horses that you brought here, it's not going to plan.
No, because the two of the best horses we were bringing here for the team, like they dropped out on Monday and Tuesday, so it's been a bad week so far.
So what do you need then to go through to the semi-finals?
Yeah, we just have to fight hard and try. We haven't given up. So we start on 0 tomorrow. So we will fight.
Can you tell me then, with the lack of horses that you have, who is going to make up that team tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be Evelina with Winnetou, and me with Quattro, and Henrik with Hollywood.
You cannot really say that that's not such a strong team.
No. But we with the two other horses, with Delia and with Vitiki, then I think we would have been stronger. But we still can. I think we still can challenge the job.
The horses, are they suited for this ring? If you look at your lineup, you talk about Hollywood, you talk about Winnetou, and you talk about Quattro. Do they suit this ring?
Yeah, they've all been here before and competed before, and they have performed well before here. So I don't think that's not going to be the biggest problem.
Okay, how with the lineup, with the horses, with the riders that you have here, how realistic is it to say that Scandinavian Vikings make it into the semi-final?
Yeah, I think we have a chance. We have to beat 4 teams, But if we do well, it's just not about the others. It's about ourselves, If we can make good performances, which all can do, then we have a good chance.
You've had a difficult season, and now you have a difficult build-up into this event that had to save your season. It's difficult. The situation is what it is. What does Geir Gulliksen need to leave from Prague as a happy team manager, as a content team manager?
I think if he can qualify for tomorrow, I think we've done well. If he can be in those, like in a good position there. Hopefully, if he can make to the 6th to Sunday, which we have been before, will be unbelievable. But I think, if we get knocked out tomorrow, we're not very happy. But if we can qualify for Friday and do well there, then I think we're fairly happy.
All right, we wish you best of luck with that. That is Geir Gulliksen, as always, though down, never beaten, and ready to get back up and fight for the next day. The next day, that is Thursday. Thursday will be the first round, the quarter-final here at the GC Playoffs in Prague. From there on, we'll take it step by step and day by day to the semi-finals, to even the Super Grand Prix and the finals on Sunday. This was Team Talk. Thank you very much for watching.